anche crosore tarindaga ka hyete to thotle mare pa ka ki debo ma yade chitangi hine ko ta crosore hine che dea to kan so tilki sina ka se ki tuchna chishu tende chichuna ya tende chichuna che tilkel tapena gonde che ko che tawa yo ta kom che sono tene di lisne ci sono kan chandu 근데 진짜 근데 좀 뒤치 가서 내가 지금 휴지 같은 시작이니 근데 진짜
다 최생인데 지전에 갈래가 버려대 지전에 내가 버시다래 저기다 들어간 셈나 또 와인다.
On the one hand, what we call Dharma is very difficult, but on the other hand, it's very easy, because it really just depends on our own minds.
Then semde da rangal semde rangal sene. Then rangal semde bet nam to langsor ki jile ma tan se de nam to de ki tu ba tham je de so chene da dan rangal semde ramo so kora le la pa.
So you should search for your mind and look after it. Don't let your mind get carried along by rising thoughts. Cut the elaborations and conceptualizations of mind, and allow your mind to relax into its natural state. Let your mind simply be in your body, and allow relaxation to enter into your mind.
Tene kali jane lega tre sekal sar sona lamsa te lo dene tene be de para be ne be seba ne so ta bu se jene kona ranji ge kona sempa lobol ne jene tene kaya namdo maten ko den me ba se ke kora di nga de na to ne yo.
What does this state of relaxation feel like? It's like the experience of a person who has just finished some exhausting work. After laboring long and hard to accomplish their task, once it is finally over, they experience a blissful satisfaction and are content simply to rest. Quite naturally, their mind will arrive at a state of calm, and they will remain relaxed for a while without being caught up in their usual pattern of wild and unimaginable thoughts.
Namdo sumanda bunde nandene tene te ranga sem de ranga sone da raba so le sana le mangu ngane mama sem ge de sen de minga samwa kaya matan sen sem koran la le ne sada tene jadi tane tene sem de ji yogi jilan ram maten ko den da maje ko jane member se ke sem koran ge 동상에 당상에 와지게 되니 르포치요레 스틸 포디 온데 되네 레도 대란잖아 대상 그런 거 당차들 레버리 되는데 상고랑 당차를 돌아가는지.
So, following this example, you should try to guard and protect your mind even in the midst of all kinds of turbulent thoughts. Leave your mind in its own natural state and relax. Keep your body still and your speech silent. Don't think about whether or not you should do this or that. Just settle your mind into a state of relaxation and calm, in which there is no chasing after objects, and no wild and crazy thoughts. Instead, you should find yourself in a state that is vividly open and empty, brilliantly clear, and deeply relaxed. This state of ease is an indication that mind has arrived at its inherent clarity, and it will simply settle itself in that clarity. But it won't remain like that for long. Something happens. a thought rises. When that rising takes place, let your awareness recognize it just as it occurs. Don't think something's gone wrong, but recognize the rising as soon as it arises. And just leave it at that, with the recognition. If mind is just left in its own natural state, it becomes pacified, and all of the rising thoughts naturally subside. As you leave them, they liberate themselves. It's like waves in the ocean. They're left to dissolve back into the ocean, and this is really the only place for them to go. It's the same with our minds. When from out of a state of stillness a movement occurs, by simply leaving it to follow its own natural course, it will be liberated by itself. It will be naturally pacified and become clear by itself. That's how you should practice this. But if instead you think, oh, now this thought has arisen, that can't be right, and you try to stop the thought, then that itself is just more thinking. Practicing like that, you only risk furthering your own confusion, as the mind follows after objects. So don't practice in that way. Resting in the recognition without following after thoughts is known as peacefully remaining, because it defuses or pacifies the power of thoughts and enables you to remain in the blissful nature of your own mind. This is what we call the practice of Shamatha in Sanskrit, or Hine in Tibetan. When you become somewhat familiar with this practice, you may experience a state of physical and mental bliss or ecstasy. Or, if you're meditating at night, you might experience a state of clarity, as if daylight had dawned. Different experiences such as these can occur, and they are signs that you are cultivating the peace and calm of Shamatha. There's no fault in seeing these as positive, but it'd be a mistake to become attached to them. If you just allow them to occur without feeling any attachment towards them, they can only assist you in your practice, and no harm will come of them. So whatever experiences of bliss or clarity occur, there's no need to grasp at them with attachment, and no need to suppress them either. Simply allow them to dissolve naturally.
다야 뭐또 왜냐면서는 나 tom에 와지게 되는 대야 자는 매 와지게 야 지니에 그거 매 바지라지 톰톰지는 요래 다 들라 뭐또 왜냐면서는 또 어찌 신내대 배드마 남도 샤라 말이데 남도 다 당사다 가야 매 바지게 그라 되네 배 군시가 되네 마 틈도요 돼 틈도 다 뒤에 상거래 상당 간들지가나 배 르상 농로사 되네 시바드 배드 반응래야 때네 도서지 루지팔 중대한잖아 되네 도서는 거.
You could also have what is known as an experience of absence of thought. This is a dark, dull, and drowsy state in which there is no awareness whatsoever. You're not quite asleep, but you're in a blank dullness. This experience of absence of thought does involve some calm abiding, but there are no rising thoughts and none of mind's inherent clarity. This is because you have drifted into the alaya, the all-ground, and you will need to alert yourself and awaken from it. In order to clear it away, straighten your body, exhale the foul air, and focus your awareness in the space in front of you.
Imagine Tom Digana Desana Denia Gom La Portana Tangamare Gom Kajanity, the Indian Tendege, Madovinyam Jona, the Yanian Sang, Tene Bergora, Ripalangarta education.
Otherwise, if you remain in such dullness, your meditation will be ineffective and will never evolve at all. This experience of absence of thought is a fault in meditation, and it must be cleared away whenever it occurs. Then it is also very important to sharpen your awareness. Practicing like this is the way to develop calm abiding. When the mind is resting naturally and at ease in its own unaltered state, that is referred to as the stillness of meditation. If a thought arises out of this state of stillness, that is called movement. And that which knows when mind is in a state of stillness and recognizes any movement is your awareness or rigpa. These are known collectively as nejuriksum, the three states of stillness, movement, and awareness. As a beginner, unless you do this practice formally in proper meditation sessions, you won't be able to remain at peace. But once you become more familiar with it, you will be able to remain undistracted even while you are walking about. And when you are sitting, you will sit without being distracted from awareness. You should apply the practice to whatever you do, and then it will gradually develop and improve. Was that okay? So, Shall we practice a little meditation together?
Banden the Lama Rinpoche Dagi Jura Bemini Kajin Jembe Goni Jiso Kusun Tuji Ngudu Dano.
When we rest for a while in the natural state like this, it's called meditative equipoise. This is what we refer to as a formal session of meditation. Then, when we rise from that state and we resume all our normal everyday activities, such as walking about, sitting, reciting prayers or mantras, and so on, all activities such as these fall into the period of post-meditation. So post-meditation refers to the period after you have risen from a state of formal meditative equipoise. If you're able to maintain an awareness of the present moment without losing it throughout the post-meditation period, you will quickly gain stability in your formal meditation. So you should try to guard this awareness and never lose it. In meditative equipoise, we allow the mind to settle calmly into its own nature, like the ocean unruffled by the wind. Then, when a thought arises as an expression of mind's energy, and a change occurs, that rising takes place upon the mind itself. Mental distraction is only a movement or a change that takes place within the mind. Whatever turbulent thoughts arise, if you allow the mind to settle into its own nature, they will pacify themselves, just like waves in the ocean dissolving back into the ocean. That is how to practice in your formal meditation. In the post-meditation, which includes the activities of eating, sleeping, walking around, resting, and so on, you shouldn't just jump up like a startled rabbit the moment you've finished your formal meditation. Get up slowly. And then, if you need to leave your home and go outside, walk with your body relaxed and your mind at ease. Focus your gaze lightly on the ground a few feet in front of you. At about a plough's length, it is said in the teachings. and walk calmly, so your mind is not disturbed.
Timaji Kasakalong go to the Jamite Pajisana, they could send that in Najin Tundo. The Intantroditan and Roy Capsina, Dokwa Talbu, Dokwa Talbu, Jenangani, the Nil, Yashin Kantala, me from the Tennyson.
If, on the other hand, you just wander around aimlessly, turning your head from side to side as you go, then you'll become agitated. So when you walk, you should move slowly and steadily, taking slow steps and looking at the ground a few feet in front of you. That is how to walk about.
David Kafina, then a better Sato Chevanaji, such as Satoji Yata, Chichajan, take that on my son over Dinaji membership. My David Kafina, then Talbu, my day. Talbu, David Kafina.
When you sit down, don't fall to the ground like a sack of earth or a heavy stone. If a stone is suspended above the ground and the rope that holds it in place is cut, it crashes to the earth with a thud. Rather than sitting down like that ourselves, we should sit slowly and calmly.
Jambi Sujita, Sete, Jambi Suja Semlantini, Sambada Koran, Rangichansuka Sem Jula, Yena, the Mika the Tatan, the Telujetani, Shivaji Koran Danzi Yori, thinking that the Mika Tana that is transit Jambi Sujitas.
As for how you should act when encountering other people, it said, "When I look upon another being, may my gaze be honest and filled with love." So when you encounter someone, gaze at them straightforwardly and honestly from a state of natural calm. Look at them with a sincere and loving gaze. If your mind is loving, and you have bodhicitta, then that will lend a particular expression to your gaze and convey an atmosphere of peace and calm. So when you look at other beings, look at them honestly and with love.
I said, Tamsi Magic Captain Razina, the Toromora, the Kanjo Manjo, the Massive, Transi, Ketcha Transi, Jambigoni, Pagi Semlam Baba, Yangi Semlam Baba, the new Lord and Teba, the need Nor Yamba, the negative Tam Tambo, the Nidos, Tamsi Sena,
When you talk, don't just chatter away meaninglessly about whatever comes to your mind. Speak truthfully and gently in a way that suits your listeners and is agreeable to them.
The Sai Captain Razina and Cha who poo say Janet and Chabra Gobra, then Pajuga Sevanda would an etany, Chiki then but this event of member Jagatani, Kazij Zavi to Zina and Ranzi Lebu Manitani. Then said the Bacora Sa, Lebogen, living on his son, Tomaina, and living on the tombs.
When you eat, don't make all kinds of noises, like a cow chewing the cud, or a dog gobbling up its dinner. Eat and drink calmly and mindfully, in a state of natural relaxation.
Tini penata, teach something that in Tori Cabrajina, something that in Dorna, the Tene, Kora Zengi Tonsada, Tene, Tindegi Kora, Mambun Jimsada, Tene, Sista, Tulakan and Lasso Batende, that summer will be near certain member, Ranjing at any penapora, Cap Neba Bay, Sagatani, Golpolatani. Teach the Santi in Atendis and doors, shoot them there than a tenic as a color such a Zaga member chicketini, shoot them there, Tama, and Yapuchos.
And when you go to the toilet, Find a suitable location to do it in, one that's hidden from other people and away from popular gathering places and sacred sites such as temples.
Tene sa nyena dane rambo so lepo ngane tene makura. Nyeka tena lama konsola sawa tap tinga tene rang sam. Lepo ngane tene te lama konsola sawa tavinga tene se nye song.
When you go to sleep, lie down gently and in a relaxed way. Then pray to the Master and the three jewels, the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. That is how to fall asleep, with your mind at ease and in a state of prayer.
Ya dangi kapsula jina tene ya konso sumbu kona yi konso datawe lama yi la lange temba chiki to tene tila kona loha mugu ke tene dan ya rang lu danga dan sem ge mugu danga nyam de yonga che bore song.
And then when you wake up, bring the three jewels and your Master clearly to mind, and get up in that state of devotion. In this way, it is said, devotion should arise in your mind, just as you yourself are rising.
Tene se ya danta rondu sa nye chelam ganga kafe ina dan lula le chapa ngala dan lula le chapi ko na talsi ngamba ngala le chapi tege tene ma wa nyu jin si zumba ma ji tam kari sena dan kesa nyu kesa mambo tar tore memba kesa nyu ma wa nyu si chue semba pe tele ma nyu ko chue semba yengi nawal nyemba dan sangam baba tene ge tam sena tene se.
Then, throughout all of your daily activities, walking, resting, eating or sleeping, your body should be relaxed. You should move calmly and slowly. Your speech too should be calm, with as few words as possible, and yet disciplined, pleasant to the ear, and agreeable to the mind.
Tene se jeneta sanjen rondu guchalam tangji ta ten rap jede tene te nga tene chuda timbaji ta so che semji chuda timbaji ngani te rang ko se se ngenda sem drua jere ta drua nyamo ba ma sia jere ta tene jel ten ben.
If you act like this, then all of your daily activities will accord with the teachings, and, most important of all, your mind will be in harmony with the Dharma. Here, in this context, Dharma means taming our minds and pacifying all our disturbing emotions.
Korande tawi tingchen to namje me gombi tsasen to landra tsaja jaban transfer to kusum yeme revu sato so tile chambo kodang singam so tamsi chambo kwalang chamata chadal chambo redo ndbarol zawa chambo sugo ngur so Java Sunji Chalap Ningla Shu, Juntra Tavi Lamson Semla Zo, Trini Nazi, Lingin to Vai, Montame Vindo Dravar Show. Yeah,